Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of The Map Traveler. Today we are checking out a very small town in northwest Oklahoma. This town is actually called Erick. Yes, like the name. E-R-I-C-K, Erick, like the name. So I was actually reading up on this town just a little bit. There's actually been some very significant things that happened in this town. It actually runs right along Route 66 and actually wasn't discontinued off that route with a bypass through I-40 through until 1975. Bonnie and Clyde actually kidnapped some local law enforcement from a nearby area and actually left them tied up with barbed wire in Erick, Oklahoma. There's a couple big musicians. Sheb Woolley, the guy who made One-Eyed, One-Horned, Flying Purple People Eater, is from Erick, Oklahoma. And then Roger Miller, the guy who did King of the Road, is actually from this little small town in Oklahoma. So here's Erick right here. You can see it is in the west side of Oklahoma. It is very close to the border of Texas. Not quite on the border, but pretty dang close. So we're going to zoom in right here, and we are just going to see what Erick has to offer. As you can see, it's got the I-40 that runs right here, and then this is an I-40 bypass. This is the old Route 66 right here. So this is one of the original Route 66 stops right here. So let's take our little mapper guy, and we're just gonna drop him. You know what? Let's come in from the east side today, and we'll just see what Erick has to offer. So we are facing south, looking down towards Texas, and boy howdy, that Texas skyline. And this is right here on this. This is the original Route 66 that we're actually running on right here. So let's keep right. That's funny. Doesn't even look like I can go left, but okay. Well, let's head into town right here. This image is from April 2022. 2022. Interesting. And let's see what we can find here in Erick. You know, this is a very old city, and I would imagine that we're actually going to see some old buildings here. This was established in very early 1900s, 1902, as I recall, that Erick was actually established. So this is the outskirts of town. We're just going here down Route 66, seeing what we can find here. Looks like there's some sort of, looks like a tanker business right here. I don't know if these are water tanks or milk tanks. It doesn't look like anything's labeled, but they got a whole slew of them. That's right, I said slew. And let's see what we got right up here. This is the Erick sign, home of the Bearcats. No interburnin is allowed in Erick, Oklahoma. And there's our fire station right there. There's like no curb, no divider. I mean, this was the absolute number one highway way back in the day, Route 66, to actually come down. So, Kamp Katcha-Wink. I like this. Kamp Katcha-Wink. So if you wanted to come and grab some sleep in this RV park, which I don't actually see around, let's slide over here. It says open. What is this? Tropical ice. Interesting. I'm guessing this Kamp Katcha-Wink is probably down that road. I don't think it's actually this kind of empty parking lot right here. Let's go over and see if we can check out this. Check out this sign. Sweetwater's is to the right. Hollis is straight on ahead. Man, there's really not much here. Residential State Street, and we'll just keep going down and see what we can find. There is a beach bum tanning. I personally don't tan myself, but you can go get a tan in Erick. All right, looks like we pulled up here to, this was what I was mentioning earlier. This is Roger Miller. It said that they used to have a museum for him here, but then it actually closed a few years ago to make way for another museum. This right here, this is the Blue Rose. Doesn't say what this is. Blue Rose. Looks like this building was built in 1929. Let's slide down here and check out this Roger Miller. I wonder why they blurred out his face. Probably because the Google car recognized this as an actual person to blur his face out, but then it didn't blur out the other ones. Roger Miller from Erick, Oklahoma. You never know who's gonna be coming from where. Just says the Blue Rose. Almost looks like an antique store. Something like that. And here is downtown. Classic small downtowns. I love all the places that you can walk. Looks like we jump back in time. This is April 2021. Oh, before they actually painted the Erick Miller mural on the side. It's still Blue Rose over here. Interesting. So that Erick Miller is actually mural is actually pretty recent. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, the guy was real big in what, the 80s, I want to say. Just interesting how it's was recently painted. There's enough of an appeal for that. This says West Oak. So right now we are on Shebwooly Avenue. Shebwooly was the Purple People Eater guy. Looks like they've got some storage units over here. Let's see what this building is up here. We are heading north. This is the Brick Community Building. Looks like they got some grain silo stuff over here, but Brick Community Building. So if you would like to share your bricks, there you go. You can totally do that. That is the place to share your bricks. So this is heading north out of town. And what's this? Tire shop. Man, this place looks super empty. I mean, there's only 1,000 people in this small town. And there's an I-40 bypass, 30 seconds north of it. And I'm really not surprised. But it looks like the Google car came here both Aprils yearly back to back. I wonder why they wouldn't do the whole thing this far out. So kind of close together, Here it is. The 100th Meredith Museum. This was actually where the Roger Miller Museum was. Why would you guys blur this out? Bone Break Hardware Company? Erick Chamber of Commerce. This is just my opinion, but I feel like if I were going to move my business into a city and their Chamber of Commerce looked like this, where they have like a bed sheet hanging in the window, like covering it up so nobody can see inside, I feel like I would reconsider actually moving my business there. But maybe this is standard practice for people in Oklahoma. I lived in Oklahoma for a very short period of time, way back in 2010, 2008, somewhere around there, in a Midwest city. But it looks like this little castle usually is like a reminder on Google for this is like a historical place. So the Bone Break Hardware Company, but it's definitely not open now. Let's see if we can slide over here and get a clear image. Yeah, I wonder why they blurred that out. So this is the Meredith 100th 100th Meridian Museum. So El Museo for all you Spanish speaking viewers. And man, there is not much of this downtown. What is this? An old rundown building. This is Roger Miller Boulevard that we are on right now. Beckham Rural Water No. 2. So this is a water company right here. I don't know. I just kind of expected more things in their downtown. The small shops and the touristy things. They got a bank right here. And it looks like heading out of downtown, they got, I'm going to guess and say that this is a convenience store? They have not one but two Pepsi machines. So if one Pepsi machine would not satisfy you, here you have your option of two different Pepsi machines in Erick, Oklahoma. This sign up here looks like it says Frenzy Wendy's? Trendy Wendy's? Maybe is that what we're supposed to say? What is this place? This is Trendy Wendy's, called it. It almost looks like this is just like a thrift store. I wonder if they're actually selling this motorcycle or if this is a customer. I'm always amazed by Google's ability to like drive through towns when it seems like nobody's out. Like, what day is this that nobody actually was in downtown? But they got a gas station right here. And let's see, what is this? Looks like another little convenience store. Well, it was a convenience store. Looks like this was a burger place. That was May 2019, but now it is. Looks like a liquor store. Cameras. I like how they put this in the decal on the outside window that says cameras in use. There's 1,000 people in this town, and you guys have a drive-through, beer, cigarettes, and pop. Okay, so I spent a little bit of time growing up in Washington State, and in Washington State, we called it pop. What most people call soda, we called it pop. Now, I think it wasn't until we moved to Hawaii that we actually heard people start calling it soda. But here in Oklahoma, they call it pop. Interesting. I thought that was just a northern thing. Let's head back up here into downtown. We're going to hang a left up here, and we're going to take a look at some of this stuff that is going to be on the north side, actually, of in Erick. Well, nope, sorry, not north side. Meant to say south side. Yeah, south side. Okay, yep, south side here in Erick. This is also the Bone Break Hardware Company. Interesting that it wraps around this museum. That's interesting. Okay, it looks like we got some business over here. This is more of what I was expecting. Looks like they got a hair salon, Erick's, or the Erick Flower Shop. This just says salon on it. Lot of rundown buildings here. Not really what I expected. And this image is from 2021, so very recently. Puckett's Food Stores. Looks like you can get your beer and your ice here. Puckett's Food Store. You got your propane. That's not a terrible deal on refilling propane. I definitely want to check out that gas station store. 580 Fitness. So 580 being the area code. But man, it doesn't look like there's really kind of anything else here. Main Street Bakery and Cafe. This looks really cool, like a small bakery. There's a cannabis cafe. So you've got two cafes right next to each other. Multiple cafes, multiple Pepsi machines, all right next to each other to give you exactly what you want at any time here in Erick, Oklahoma. So let's slide down here. Let's check out this really old, I'm going to guess and say, memorabilia store. So this is May 2019. And then we jumped back to 2021. So I actually saw this in a couple pictures that I was looking at before actually doing this video of Erick. And this is just an old city meat market. So they actually touted that this town actually grew up pretty big in the mid 1900s, and this is one of their original meat markets. Now this sign says open. Welcome to Erick, Oklahoma, the redneck capital of the world. And then they end it with a congratulatory yee-haw. Indeed. This sign right here is my favorite. Insanity at its finest. It's got the Route 66, of course, the roadside attractions. And this is the Sand Hills Curiosity Shop in Erick, Oklahoma. I love all these old signs, and you know that these are all old, and these are all original signs. It's not like the signs where you go into, a mechanics repair shop or like places like Cracker Barrel or Applebee's where they have, these old gas station signs right here, put on their wall. These are originals. The original Texaco, Phillips, gasoline, Quaker State Oil. Really cool. This is most definitely a piece of history right here, and I'm glad that you guys are watching this so I could share it with you. So let's go right here down the road. We're gonna go right here to the side of this building and take a gander at some of these other signs. Wow, an old Safeway sign. Safeway is a northern thing too. Interesting. We got Coca-Cola, of course. You've got Goodyear. The flavors double. Double cola. Double measure. Double pleasure. Oh, man. Man, people in the early 1900s were crazy, man. Oh, nice. And Florida Power Corporation. So it looks like this is like a conglomerate of signs, not just anything, specific to their area. So let's head over to these U.S. flag shows, see if this is a post office. Yeah, nice. You guys know I love post office. They are all unique. And this one is the United States Post Office in Erick, Oklahoma, 73645. This is definitely like a different building, just like in the middle of all of these things. So this post office looks very similar to the one where I actually live, like with this brick style. Let's hop right over here and see what this building is. This is the Dobson Telephone Company. Wow. Landlines for sure. All right, so we zoomed out here. We're gonna go down this way and we're gonna head back up north. We're gonna check out this shop that was up here. I think it's at Sundhill or something like that. So this is just some of the residential area that you can see right here. Looks like things are most definitely spaced out. And we'll check out and see if we run into anything else up here. Oh, I love this purple bush. That's really cool. Got the green, purple, green. I like that. Stands out. It's got some nice color pop to it. What do we got? Well, there looks like there was road construction. And they're probably fixing up the road. I'm really kind of surprised that the Google car actually came down this road. Let's head up over here. We're going to make our way over to the west side of town. Here's another one of those purple trees. I don't know what this tree is. If you guys know what type of tree this is, leave me a comment and let me know. I'm curious because it looks like they grow pretty well here in Oklahoma, whatever they are. I mean, that's two neighbors that we've seen so far that have this type of tree. Interesting. Let's keep heading west here, and I'm literally at a crossroads. I'm going to keep going west, and we're going to see what else we can run into. Yeah, just kind of jumping back and forth between the years. It's interesting that they would have mapped this whole city and then but not done it all at once because it's so far out there. I mean, so far we've seen 2021, 2022, and then 2019. So this is going to put us back on the main road. There's another tree. There's another purple tree. This is the land of purple trees right here. Really curious to see what these purple trees are. All right, so we are back at Route 66 right now. There is an Oletta's gift shop 8 blocks south. Well, Oletta, I missed you. Sorry. So this is going to be Route 66 taking us back out of... It's really interesting that here on Route 66 you have businesses and then you have residential. This looks like it's an old motel sign. Yeah, wow, this looks like an old motel. Like the neon is all busted up on it. I wish we could get to that side of the road. I really want to check out this old car that's over here. Oh gosh, this looks like an old Suburban. An old Suburban or a Studebaker or something from years past. But yeah, looks like an old motel. Looks like the rooms went back this way. But there's parking for each one of them that's covered. That's interesting. I really like this old truck that's out here as well. So let's keep heading west. There's something coming up called Thirsty's Garage. Thirsty's Performance Garage. So this is where you go and get your vehicle high-tuned here in Erick, Oklahoma, right here at Thirsty's Performance Garage. Does this say airport? Erick Airport. They have an airport there. And there's more of these purple trees. This looks like another old hotel. The city is very much just kind of run down. All right, so we are back over here at the overview map. There's a couple photospheres over here, which I find really interesting. They're right next to the Love's Travel Stop. This is still in Erick, right off the I-40. So let's hop in here real quick and see what we can see. This one was from May 2019. And this is the Love's travel stop. So there's Love's travel stop. This is going to be I-40 right there. They got a Days Inn. They, of course, have a pizza place. Absolutely. That's what you should have. Dollar General. Geez, can I do a video where there's not a Dollar General in it? God darn. And the Okie trading post. You're here. Interesting. I wonder what this trading post is. It's a trading post. Oh, you don't say. I meant like what they actually do there, because trading posts are not what trading posts actually used to be from back in the day. So interesting. So it looks like somebody stood out here in the road and did a quick photosphere, or maybe they parked their car, because this looks like it's, you know, a camera mounted on something. But I guess they could have just run out here with their tripod real quick and then taken off out of the road. So let's back up here and let's hop into this other photosphere right next to the Love's Travel Stop. Same 2019. Looks like same equipment. I wonder why this person took photospheres here at the Love's Travel Stop. That is interesting. I wonder if it was this Estrella Jalisco beer guy who like pulled over at this truck stop and decided to take 2 photospheres. Well, Mr. Estrella, if this is you, drop me a line, let me know. And we're going to check out this Okie trading post right not here. Oh my goodness, this is just sad. This is just sad. Erick FFA welcomes you. This sign just makes me sad. Alright, so here's our Okie trading post. We are pulling up to it now. And their sign is fallen down in April 2021. For sale? No! This lady's name is Kelly Rippytoe. Look, I'm not a name expert, and I know a lot of people's last names like actually got like changed because there was like communication barriers when you know, way back in the day when people immigrated through like Ellis Island. But this lady's name is Kelly Rippytoe. I'm sure it's pronounced Ripto, or maybe it's Rippito. Kelly, I'm sure that you're a very lovely person, but your last name is silly to me. I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just saying that Ripto for a last name seems mildly amusing. Anyway, the Smith and Austin Okie trading post, and they are closed and for sale. This is just sad. I was reading the history of this city and I had really high hopes for it, just because I just like the name. You know, it's called Erick. It's literally named Erick after somebody's name, Erick. And it's just sad. Like, it's just run down and there's just not anything really left other than, you know, the I-40. And I guess, you know, this is what everybody's talking about with, you know, the new highways being built and Route 66 being shut down. Like, there wasn't even a tourist stop here other than that one post that we saw. But somebody lives here. I mean, there's a lot of residences here. This is the second storage unit that we've seen out here. So there's obviously enough of a population that would actually need to store their stuff. But a lot of it, you just drive through town, it's just sad looking. It's a run down. There's not really anything there. Most of the businesses are closed. And these are all very recent. So yeah, this didn't end up being a happy video. I was surprised. And then the Okie trading post is for sale. Now I guess this could be good news for somebody who wants to come and actually buy the Okie trading post. And you know, good news for you. There you go. I really like this mural here. From what is left of the Okie trading post. Well, guys, that is it for Erick, Oklahoma. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.